I don't know, fluffy to describe a time-traveling criminal the same way you describe a really pretty bug. I mean, a time-traveling criminal is usually someone attempting to manipulate history with the full intention of screwing up the future. And there was nothing fluffy about that. But I learned quickly that the term butterfly did not come from the beautiful insects I saw landing on the flowers outside my window. Instead, it referred to the butterfly effect. In 1963, this guy named Edward Lorenz presented a theory to the New York Academy of Sciences that a butterfly could flap its wings and set molecules of air in motion, which would move other molecules of air, in turn moving more molecules of air, eventually capable of starting a hurricane on the other side of the planet. And everyone thought he was crazy for thinking something as small as a butterfly could start a snowball effect capable of wiping out whole cities. He was laughed at. He was called a fool. And then, 30 years later, they realized he was right. So, we called time-traveling criminals butterflies, despite the fluffiness of the word, because they traveled back to the past to change something. They were the people who believed Hitler should have won World War II, that slavery should never have been abolished, or that women shouldn't have been given the right to vote. That's where glitchers come in. I glanced down at my watch. It was the exact same one the woman 3 rows up and 2 over was wearing. Everything from my light blue dress with the 10 crinolines underneath to the way my hair was curled and pinned up to the back of my head like a poodle was historically accurate, down to the last piece of lace trim. Of course, I wasn't exactly historically accurate, since unchaperoned 12-year-olds weren't a common sight at Ford's Theater. But that didn't matter for a simulation. If I ever actually did this glitch for real, I'd be an adult with years of time traveling under my belt. I swallowed hard and ignored the fact that the thought made my stomach feel like I'd swallowed a bucket of live snakes. Shaking my head, I forced myself to focus. I looked just like anyone else at the theater. The problem was that the butterfly, wherever he or she was, did too. There was movement in the balcony to my right, and I glanced up to see the president and his wife taking their seats with their friends, Clara Harris and Major Henry Rathbone. Those friends were one of the reasons they were late. They couldn't get anyone else to come with them tonight. Had Ulysses S. Grant's wife not been mad at Mrs. Lincoln, he would have been here instead of Rathbone, and Lincoln's wouldn't have been the only assassination. A movement to my right caught my eye. A slim man, probably 30 or so, had just stood up from his seat. I watched him leave, looking for a clue that would let me know he was the butterfly, because if he wasn't and I took him down, then I would cause even more damage to the future. It was one of the biggest rules of glitching. You could not, under any circumstances, accidentally become a butterfly. You had to be in the past, but not interfere or interact with it in even the tiniest, most inconsequential way. I had to make sure I touched no one, talked to no one, and didn't change the course of anyone's future by my actions. I was here to take down the butterfly. That was all. The man in question paused to talk to someone sitting in the aisle, and I immediately dismissed him. Butterflies never knew anyone from the time period they were messing with. Then, I saw her. 2 rows up on my right, a woman got up and made her way quickly down the aisle toward the exit. She was the butterfly. Don't ask me how, but I knew it instantly at a bone-deep level. But because I'd have to give a concrete reason for the identification in my debriefing, I took the extra half-second to identify where she'd gone wrong. Like me, she wore an elaborate dress trimmed with lace, and her hair was twisted back into a knot at the base of her neck. I bit my lip. Nothing was out of place there. Then I saw it. In her ears were 3 tiny holes where earrings were supposed to be. No one in 1865 had multiple piercings. She was it. I carefully got up and made my way down the aisle, never taking my eyes off her as she slipped out the exit doors. I had 2 options. Option 1, I could follow her into the lobby and take the chance of her making a scene.